You know, morons. Oh,
All right, we are live on YouTube. So
he
censor yourself.
rode a blazing set. Oh, yeah. He wore a shining star.
All right, shall we?
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Quarters, the unofficial Star Trek rewatch podcast where
Ooh,
we are rewatching the entire Star Trek franchise, starting at the beginning of the official chronology, starting with Star Trek Enterprise, which we completed, watched a couple seasons of Star Trek Disco. We watched The Cage from the original series, kind of. And now we are on Star Trek Strange New Worlds season three. We just started season three. We're on
season three.
episode one called Homogeny,
Hegemony,
Hegemony,
hegemony. Yeah.
Hegemony part
We're not
two.
milk. It's not a milk episode.
Thank you.
Although, drink up.
As soon as that came out of my mouth, I knew it was wrong. Hegemony part two. So our format is that Jason has seen Star Trek. He's the expert, and I'm the straight man who has not seen Star Trek. And so I ask the questions, Jason gives the answers. And even though that's the case, it feels like we're experiencing it for the first time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been so long
Mhm.
that it is like watching it for, and you're like, oh yeah,
I can imagine. And at this point, there's so much of it. Um,
yeah.
Especially for something like, like Enterprise, for instance. I'm sure you only watched that one time
One time,
when
one
it
time.
came out. Yeah.
Yep, one time.
Anyway, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. Good to
What are you
see you.
drinking tonight?
So I just killed my Athletic Brewing Co. Hazy IPA,
Okay.
non-athletic.
Non-alcoholic, yes.
Yeah, non-alcoholic. Thank you. So right, I've got nothing. So hopefully my
Okay.
throat doesn't get dry because I don't even have water in here.
I
But
got you. All right.
it's all good. All right, let's hop into it. So this is a carryover from the season two um, season finale. It's part two of that. So the Memory Alpha fandom.com brief synopsis says after the Gorn attack Parnassus Beta, Pike and the crew of the Enterprise have serious choices to make. And so there was an outpost, a colony, so to speak, that was attacked by the Gorn. There's this demarcation line that makes it such that it's not Federation space. So they can't really intervene
Yeah.
without starting a full-on war with the Gorn, who this series has really established as being like a group you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
So a war with the Gorn, not something anybody's interested in. So these colonists have been transported onto the Gorn mothership. There's just kind of big mothership, and then there's these smaller. It feels like a Star Destroyer TIE fighter situation.
100%. A hundred
Yeah,
percent.
yeah. And so these colonists are on there, but even more pressing is that four of Pike's crewmen are on that ship as well. And
Mm-hmm.
Benga, Ortegas, La'an, and then who else is there?
Sam Kirk.
Thank you. So I guess that's not technically Pike's guy, Sam Burke, is he?
Yeah, he's a science officer on board the Enterprise.
I guess I missed when he officially joined the Enterprise. I thought he was like visiting.
No, a while ago. That would be Jim that was visiting, but yeah, Sam. Sam Kirk has been on service. He's an officer on Pike's Enterprise, and I
But he
season
was,
one, I think. Season
but
one, I think, early on.
he wasn't an OG though. He came on later than the rest.
Yeah. Later in season one. Yeah, I think so. I think it was
So
something like that.
yeah, well, so um, with like Ortega's being gone, for instance, I believe Mitchell has to take her place at the
Yeah.
helm. She has a pretty substantial role in this episode. I thought that was kind of cool. Um, she's definitely, trying to prove herself, and is very capable, and definitely a difficult time to be at the helm, trying to maneuver around all these Gorn TIE fighters.
Yep.
More like TIE Advanced. Um, but, you know, and then the other thing is that Pike's girlfriend, when she was down at the colonies, she was attacked by the Gorn. Captain Batel, I believe, is her name.
Yep.
She's been a recurring character throughout this series. When she was attacked, she has become a host for the Gorn.
Hmm.
So they like lay eggs in her and they're incubating inside her. And there's not really a cure for this. And so Nurse Chapel and then later Spock joins her. They're trying to find a cure. So they're running all these simulations. Um, but it's not looking good. Every simulation they run is basically 100% fatality, 100% chance of fatality. Eventually, they decide after a couple of different simulations that they're going to use Una Chin Riley's blood
Yep.
because she has special blood. They're going to inject her with it, and that'll give her a fighting chance to survive some of the more invasive stuff. And so that's sort of the B story is Chapel and Spock trying to save Batel. And so, meantime, on the Star Destroyer, uh, Ortegas and La'an, I think La'an wakes up first
She
somehow.
does.
I'll have a question on that later.
Okay.
It's like the Matrix where they're kind of like being used in these pods
Yeah.
for like energy, basically.
Yeah.
And so she breaks free of her pod, and then she breaks the others free. They determine that they kind of just when they are put in the pod, they're just kind of put in there with everything they have, including their weapons. And so their weapons are still there. So they have the weapons in these sort of like waste piles. So they have to kind of shoot their way out of the pods, but they're determined to save the colonist. And the way the pods work is they're kind of digesting them. So, like Ortega's, for instance, her hand is like half decomposed or whatever, half sort of like eaten away.
Hmm.
Uh, but they are able to fight their way off of it and get into one of the advanced TIE fighters. And and then the main story is really so there's these binary stars, and they observe these patterns with the Gorn, wherein when there is a solar flare versus when there's other activity, it almost acts as like a beacon for the Gorn. And so
Hmm.
they observe that there's this like correlation between the solar activity and when the Gorn appear. And so they take advantage of this. Scotty, because he had devised a cloaking device on his shuttle that the Gorn basically can't see him as Federation. It tricks them into thinking he's Gorn. He adapts his technology for the Enterprise, so they're able to get deeper in with the Enterprise. They get in between the binary star, and they use um, Star Trek sci-fi tech
Yes. Yes.
magnets, basically.
EM pulses, yeah.
Yeah, to pull in solar activity between the two stars, and it then triggers this thing that they have observed, and it ends up sending the Gorn home. They're using the binary system as some sort of like catapult, basically,
Yep.
to go wherever their home is.
Yep.
And so that it works. So then, Ortega is bleeding, but she flies her ship with the rest of the crew back to Enterprise. They get beamed on, and they also beam on the rest of the colonists before the Gorn ship jumps. Um, so they're able to get everybody on board. But then, so then the last part just being that Spike or Chapel and Spock. They kind of change course. They decide that they can like trick the Gorn, who's like feeding on Batel's body. Like if they like feed the Gorn, that will they're like just basically taking advantage of the symbiotic nature of this,
Yeah.
to basically make it such that they can like grow the Gorn without it disrupting Batel and also not creating an infection when it ends up dying. Um, it was very over my head, to be honest, but it works. So they save Batel, Spock and Chapel do, and the episode ends with Pike and her getting to reunite. Obviously, he was really preoccupied with this, and he ends up starts reciting the Lord's Prayer to her, uh, you know, in hopes of her being okay, and she wakes up, and yeah, that was pretty much it.
That wasn't pretty much, that was it. I mean, you really, I mean, forget, Wiki, Memory Alpha, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was great.
thanks, man.
That was like almost back in the 30s and 40s on a radio serial. Just missing well, the two thieves escaped
the,
by foot on.
the
Yeah,
mid-Atlantic accent, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, the
Jeez.
two thieves escaped on foot while Batman and Robin chased them through with the Batmobile. That was great.
Hey, my question was, how did La'an wake up? How did she Neo her way out of the Matrix? Do we know?
Oh yeah, so it was this like dream sequence, right? She's having this dream sequence, and just that adrenaline, I guess, kind of like wakes her up, and you just go, you know, she's in that state of adrenaline panic, and she just kind of busts out of her little stomach chamber thing.
So it's just pure adrenaline.
Yeah, pure adrenaline.
Okay. All right. Works for me. Seems like kind of a flaw in the Gorn's system.
Yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, it might have to do with her lineage of being bioengineered and all that kind of stuff, and
Right. That's what
it
I was
would
wondering
make sense.
if
Yeah,
it has something to do with that.
probably.
Interesting. Okay.
You know,
Well, what did you,
augment.
yeah. What did I miss? What were some
No,
things?
you didn't miss anything. You really didn't. Yeah, it was like this. The episode was really interesting. That that we get a lot more about the Gorn. The stomach. Obviously, that probably wasn't powering the ship. It was probably powering the Gorn.
The
Does
Gorn themselves.
Yeah. At the same time, though, like the at the same time, the little scene from Jurassic Park. T-Rex doesn't want to be fed. He wants to hunt.
Yeah.
So, capturing them and keeping them in pods, little stomach chambers, is an interesting aspect of what they introduced to us because that was a first ever. Like these are a lot of first time things that we ever get to know about the Gorn.
Interesting. Okay.
And then like, the stars, coronal solar flares, and
Mm,
then all that kind of stuff. That was kind of cool. Like, that was like,
yeah.
you know, kind of wintering for mammal or, a winter type, sign for mammals mostly when they go hibernate in the wintertime. That was kind of like, oh, okay, so there's these times where they're asleep, and then there are times of like huge time activity where I was like, oh, it's kind of mammalian in a lot of ways, where it's like, when they're on the attack, they're, all they're doing is feeding, right? And, um, uh, trying to save up for winter, more or less. But yeah, that was also really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. It's kind of like cicadas, how they only emerge in the summer. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it's like I don't know if it's the sunlight is what activates them or whatever, but it felt very much like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of like seasonality that they pulled
Mhm.
for the Gorn, even though they're reptilianish in nature. But yeah, no, that was really cool. So we didn't know that. That was fun. But to answer your question, I thought this was a fun episode. I, there were a lot of little moments that I really enjoyed. I'm Lieutenant Ortegas. I fly the ship. That came from, one of the past. That was one of her mantras in one of the past episodes when they were kind of losing their memory of like who are we and what do we do on board and what is this. That was kind of a cool carryover.
Oh, cool.
Um,
I missed that. That's awesome.
yeah, and she was trying to like stave off her battle wounds like while flying the little Gorn Hunter pilot Raider TIE Advanced Fighter or whatever the case might be, trying to stay awake or um, is I'm Lieutenant Ortegas and I fly the ship. That was
That
fun.
was, that was cool. And I
Um,
liked how they didn't try to stop her. They're just like,
yeah,
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 okay,
yeah, 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 yeah.
you're bleeding out
Right,
from
exactly,
this
right,
mess
exactly.
in your abdomen, but
You've
go
got
ahead.
this huge wound, right? Splitting yourself like death becomes her. Um, uh, um, I, there, it was a nice way. I guess that was a way to explain why we don't really see the Gorn like later on in the franchise too much. So it was fun. It was a good episode. I liked it. I enjoyed it. A lot of fast paced. What do we do here? Um,
Are
yeah.
you are you as shocked as I am that nobody died?
I am a little shocked.
I thought for sure
I
Batal
am a
was dead.
little shocked that nobody died, but like, who did you think was going to?
Dude, I thought for sure Batel was a goner.
Yeah, I see. I think she will. Um, but I do think they're going to because you don't do that to the captain's girlfriend, right? Like honorably, like just Um, I think they'll write her character off in a much more fitting way.
Okay,
And I think this season or next season will be that long stroke of when we no longer see Captain Batel. I do think we are going to see people die for sure.
hmm,
Um, because they're just not mentioned. Like Ortegas, Laan,
yeah,
Mitchell, some of the other
sure,
characters. I do think they will not survive, but I think they would do it to Batel a little bit more gracefully.
interesting. yeah, it was such an emotional episode. I was ready for the devastation of losing her,
Yeah.
especially when he started praying at the end. I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, 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 yeah. He's like, okay,
she's
Dad, you win.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
What about you?
yeah, I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I thought it had everything. It had the
It did.
space flight, space battle. Um, Very emotional episode. Had a lot of the cool sci-fi, um, sci-fi slash real science. You can always get the sense that it's like grounded in real stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like nobody's like, ooh, there's a magic crystal, and I'm
Right.
gonna wave my hands around, and it's not that type of magic. It's science magic, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
I mean, but it's not magic. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's not.
So we talk about
It's
this quite a bit. It's there
yeah,
is science fiction, but then there's also fantasy. And sometimes it gets sometimes science fiction blends into a little bit more of the fantasy.
yeah, yeah. And I thought they did it as they always do, but it's always like over my head because
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
But it seems genuine enough and that it's believable. And I like how this one they're running simulations and weighing different options and arguing about it and trying different things. And I don't know, I like that about the show. It's cool. But yeah, I thought it was great.
Piggybacking off a little bit on that, I
Yeah,
will say one of my things is that boy, have they opened the door for like, I love the like psych the armchair psychology to some of these episodes, and the one that I'm really interested in seeing if they play to this is Ortegas's like PTSD of, her deformed, eaten away by
mm,
stomach acid hand, and all that kind of stuff, and the her and specifically her, like, what her response will be and her feelings are to the Gorn after this.
sure.
I
Yeah,
love that armchair therapy session kind of dealio episode where it's like, oh my gosh, she's trapped with a Gorn, and how do you, like, right, like, how do you get over that? Like, they're trapped there, and you have to, what if she's trapped with a Gorn, and the only way to like survive is if they have to work together, and if she becomes prejudiced or not, and and if she can get over her prejudices and stuff like that. That's the kind of thing that I would be excited for if they kind of went into that and delved into that a little bit more over the next couple of seasons, because we only have season 3, 4, and then 5, and then that will be the end. So I'm excited. I'd be excited for that.
yeah, I agree
Like opening that door just a little.
for sure. Because it's become kind of a joke that her character is like she just wants to not be stuck behind the helm. She wants to be part of the away team.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so,
She wants more.
yeah, and I think this will give her character more, more to go off of, and
Yep.
it'll be more interesting going forward for sure.
Like we both know how Laan feels, so I'm interested in seeing, some of the other things that go along with it. Um, Sam Kirk, Dr. Mbenga, Ortegas.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, are you ready to
Yeah. So the other thing, so that one small little thing, and I didn't want to mention it, and it's like a big thing because it's small, is that Pike says something to the effect of like, you know, it's hard playing chicken. And you know me, I'm a huge Hunt for Red October fan. And it brought me back to one of Glenn Ford's lines in the movie. And he says, Mr. Ryan, one of the hardest parts of playing chicken is knowing when to flinch.
Hmm. I didn't think you could do it. We read October into the discussion. Well done, man.
Right
Well,
full rudder, 30-degree down angle.
nice.
I love that movie. Okay, sorry. Yeah, let's go with our rankings. You go first.
Hmm. I mean, it's high.
Woo!
I feel I I think what stops me from just like singing its praises so much, it doesn't feel like we moved very much forward with anything.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Uh, you
That's
know,
why I hesitate of like
yeah,
giving. I would have loved to have seen a three-parter.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Uh,
Like I guess if they had hinted at where the Gorn went or what, the ramifications are of this skirmish, um, something that would have planted the seed that they sort of, poked the lion or whatever, poked the
yeah,
bear, you say.
exactly.
But it does kind of feel like the Gorn just kind of
Went to sleep.
went to sleep and we're
Yeah,
done with them for
yeah, exactly.
maybe forever. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess there's
And
that.
Pike's line of like, you know, yeah, now now I don't know, if it's going to be somebody else's problem that goes
Yeah,
along with that, right?
right.
I'm like, oh man, we're not going to see them again.
Yeah. So I would give it, like an 88%.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Very,
Uh, okay. I think I'm a little bit lower than you. This is a 2.5 pips of a lieutenant commander's episode.
right,
Kind of like a data ranking level. If we're on the next generation, it's Picard, Riker, data. So, right there, just not that high. Because
okay,
again, there were some things that I'm like, I'm a little remiss if we don't get to do this again, if we don't see them again.
for sure. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because there was some backstory, there was some, the stomach chambers, the Thai advanced fighters, we got to do that, all that kind of stuff. They put them to sleep, all that kind of stuff into hibernation. That was fun. That brings it up. But now I want a little more.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I want to know. I'm ready for like things to move in the direction of, for instance, like Scotty becoming a permanent member.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna
Like,
happen.
I want to know. I'm ready for that to happen. You know, I don't know what's going to happen to our friend, but I feel like she's going to die. I feel like she's
Pelia,
redshirted.
you think Pelia is gonna die? Could
I
be.
think she's redshirted. Yeah. So I'm ready for that to happen
Okay.
because I mean Scotty's just so likable, right? Um, and so as as much as we can get of him,
Okay. Yep.
I'm all for it.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Stuff like that. I'm ready for them to move forward and things like that.
Yep. I think
So
that's gonna happen. I think you're right. I think that's gonna happen.
yeah, I think this um, hopefully this season is when we start to get some of that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm so full fledged. I have not watched season three just because I wanted to do it. It's justice for this podcast. What I'm afraid of, I what I'm a little worried about is that they have garnered so much success from season one to season two that they take, and I don't know what too many is, but too many like um swings to left field, if you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
Uh like another musical episode, as much as I love the musical episode, I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that they continually stay a little grounded and like, you know, have fun in an episode here, but continue a trajectory that is not all over the place, and that we have a through line here for season three.
Agreed. And and I would be devastated if like you said, they're so successful that they end up making like an alternate,
Yeah,
an alternate timeline or
yeah, yeah,
something where they're
yeah.
like where Pike doesn't end up where we know he's supposed to end up.
Right, right, right. Yep,
Yeah.
100% with you.
But so we know this series is supposed to last 5 seasons. Is that what you
Five
said?
seasons. So
Okay.
this season and season four hasn't come out yet. So we may, I
Yeah.
mean, let's not, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but we may finish the season before season four comes out. And
Yeah.
we may
If
have to do a movie or something, or a
we get
Mandalorian
our
and
act
Grogu
together.
film.
Yeah. Well, cool. Was there anything else with this episode?
No, I think that was it.
Awesome, man.
Speaking
Um,
of,
yeah, well, so the Darth Maul series comes out in April.
yes,
I did see Sam Witwer, is that his name?
yeah,
He did put out a pretty lengthy article I've been meaning to read. Um, I always like his thoughts on stuff, so I've been saving that for when I have time. But I know he's not just an actor. He's
no, he's a
definitely,
huge Star Wars nerd.
yeah,
Yeah,
because he does
he knows
more.
his stuff.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for
I
that
think he
show.
was like multiple voices too, and multiple, not just Darth Maul, but was he
Yeah.
Luke or something like that in one of the anime? I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't either.
But yeah,
Uh,
he's a huge Star Wars nerd, which is pretty cool.
yeah. So I'm really excited for that show. Just the art direction. It looks so cinematic. It looks so good.
Has there
Yeah.
been more stuff that's come out? Uh like trailerish stuff or
I don't think since last
okay,
time
okay.
we shared that trailer, I think we sent it to each other or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like less than 2 months away. So I'm excited for that.
And then Mandalorian and Grogu, what'd you think of the trailer there?
I I 100% will see it the day it comes out,
Uh-huh.
but I just don't care at all. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I just don't. It just doesn't do it for me. There's something about that side of Star Wars that it just doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
I mean, there definitely were moments in the Mandalorian show slash Boba Fett show that I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really into, but just in general, it's just not my thing.
Too mainstream?
I don't. I guess um, it's not. It's not. It is like it does feel like the spaghetti western thing
Yeah.
versus um the grand space opera thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
I mean, I realize the original movies were both,
Yep.
But this one seemed to just take a chunk of it and just
Do we
kind of,
not care enough about Mando, like as a character, or Grogu for that matter?
I don't, I don't care. Do you?
Yeah, no, I I think that's part of the I think that's part of it is like I we don't know no we
Yeah,
don't know anything about.
I know.
Yeah, so it's hard for me. But yeah,
Yeah.
but again, I asked that question because again, you're the much more of the Star Wars expert. This is where the roles are flipped, and this is where I kind of go back to my like indie art. Like I want to know more about the character,
Mhm.
and I'm curious if that's just me. Like, you know, do I not care because I haven't seen his background, his, the traumas or, whatever he's gone through in his life to become the Mandalorian, right? Or whatever the case might be. So that definitely for me plays a huge part of it. And I know Star Wars doesn't necessarily always go in that direction. Thank you, Andor, but
Yeah.
for doing that, and I can't expect everyone else to follow that formula. But yeah, it is to me kind of like, don't know enough about him.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. It's we don't know anything about him because he can't communicate, and then he has amnesia or whatever.
Yeah.
They like suppressed his memory or whatever. And so, but then the fact that he's this ultra powerful force wielder, so it's almost like he is um a personification of a plot device. Like he feels like, and then given the timeline placement, it feels like he's simply there to play a role in, I don't know, the Force Awakens or something.
Yeah. Hmm.
Like why or Palpatine or something. Like it
Yep.
feels like it has something to do with that stuff other than something that's interesting in of itself.
Okay.
Because he's like not a real character.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah. Yeah.
a blob of midichlorians,
Right.
basically.
And that's the thing too, right? Is like I think it's because I think I would care more if this actually centered around Katie Sackhoff's character, Bo-Katan Kryze. I'm like, we know her character, and I'm like, all right, I could get invested.
See, I was about to say the exact same thing. That's literally the only thing that I am excited about is because I feel like she has to make an appearance in the movie.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't recall if she's in the trailers,
I don't think so.
but in the finale of the show, he was, like destined to ride the
Go back to
Mandalorian.
Mandalore and
Well, but she had to like tame the Mandalorian beast
right,
thing.
right, 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 right.
So like I really, really hope they follow up on that
Yeah,
thing.
I agree. I'm with you. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
If the majority of the movie is that, then yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too. Yes,
So
exactly. Yeah, if it's like that and it's them going back to Mandalore and freeing or whatever, reviving?
they're basically like I from what I remember, they're like fragmented, but then like the one who tames this beast will
Yes.
unite the
Yes,
clans or
exactly.
whatever. Like if that's what the movie is about, really, then I'm very excited because Bo Katan's a great character.
Yes.
Katie Sackhoff's great. So
Yes. And, and I didn't realize this, but her sister was the one that, fell in love with Obi-Wan and gets killed by Darth Maul.
yes.
So yeah, I'm like, oof.
I don't know. Maybe it'll end up. No, I doubt it. I was gonna say maybe it'll end up being just like an Avengers situation where they just bring everyone together, like Ahsoka and everyone is.
I don't see that happening. I don't see an Avengers Endgame. kind of dealio, Infinity War kind of dealio coming together.
It'd be cool if we did though. Yeah.
Would it
So
be? Would it kind of feel cheap though? You don't think that would feel cheap? Like, oh, they just copied, their neighbors.
it would feel cheap, except it's better than a boring ass, uh, Grogu eating frogs on Mando's ship and him
Okay.
scolding
Yeah, I
them.
get you. I got you. I get that. I got you. I got you. I'm with you on that one. All
So anyway,
right.
anything else, man?
Not much. Going back to Star Trek. It's 60 years this year, and so I'm excited to kind of see what and if there's anything that's going to go on for its 60th anniversary. 60 years, unbelievable. But yeah, that's all. That's it.
That's this year, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
that's this year. Yeah, that's this year.
Wow.
September 8th, 1966 is when it first aired.
It's a hell of a
8th
run.
or 9th or something like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Hmm.
excited to see what happens this year.
And are you watching the new stuff, Starfleet Academy or anything like
I
that?
have
Or
yet to watch Starfleet Academy. I'll probably get there at some point. Starfleet Academy doesn't pique my interest as much. Again, it's like Discovery, where I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll probably by the time we get there on
okay.
this podcast, I'll probably like, yeah, all right, yeah, we'll watch Starfleet Academy. We'll see. I don't know. Again, it went the disco way, and I'm not entirely certain if I'm up for that.
Makes sense.
I can't wrap my head around yet. I This is probably the way it was back then, but like I can't wrap my head around the 32nd century or whatever century they're in. I it's just too much.
It's too far in the future.
Yeah, it's too far.
I've been over here Googling, trying to, sorry, back to Star Wars. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's the mythosaur.
The Mythosaur. That's right. That's right. That's right.
It's the Mandalorian logo
Yes.
beast, the horned
Yes.
beast, the
The Horn
mythosaur.
Beast. Yes. Yes. That's right. That's right.
No, but I agree when the so far in the future thing with the Star Trek, hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like and I might be wrong, and it might be like a great character driven show, and yes, it's just set in the 32nd or 31st century. But my gut feeling is that it takes a little bit more from the Discovery model than
for sure.
the other
100%.
ones.
100%.
So,
Well,
yep, I
um,
think that's it. Is
cool.
that it?
I think it's it. You nailed it. Another one in the can.
Another one in the box.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, thank you for watching and listening and following along with us. We really appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to us on YouTube. And YouTube has added a hype feature. So if you feel like using one of your 3 free weekly hypes on our video, we really appreciate that. And follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. And until next time, live long and prosper.
And may the force be with you.
See ya.
Thank you.
Jason, thank you, sir.
Thank you, buddy.
You have a good rest of your week and a
You
good
too.
weekend.
Have fun skiing.
Appreciate it. And I'll talk to you next week.
Yeah. I'll talk to you next week, and then we'll be. Oh no, 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 no. I'll be back. I'll be back next weekend. So yeah, I'll see you next week.
Good deal, man.
All right. Take care of yourself.